Hello, my dear students. I welcome you to the Civics class. Today, I'll start the second part of Civics Chapter 6, that is Rural Administration. So, here you can see one chart is there about rural policy responses, how rural policy responses tackling the coronavirus. Okay, first one is health responses and improving access to the medical services. Number 2, maintaining basic services in rural areas. Number 3, supporting rural businesses and works. Number 4, improving digital infrastructures and digital accessibility in rural areas. Information in the land record. The land record of a particular plot contains important information. The informations are current owner of the land, area of the land, crop grown in the land, any other facility on the land, and boundary of the land. Hindu Succession Amendment Act. So what is Hindu Succession Amendment Act? It's an act that has been implemented in the year of 2005 in India. Earlier, the land of a person was equally divided among his sons. The government has implemented the new Hindu Succession Amendment Act in 2005. As per the new law, a daughter also has the right on the land as her father. This step has been taken to empower the women of India. The other public services in rural areas. So what are the other public services? First one is medical health care facilities. Some villages have small hospitals while some villages have bigger hospitals. Villages where no hospital is present are served by healthcare workers. Schools. Government schools are present in many villages to educate the children of nearby areas. Milk society. Milk societies have been established by milk cooperatives. The milk society works as a collection center for milk. The milk is then sent to the processing plant of the cooperative. Types of rural administration in India. There is a special type of local governance in the Indian villages known as Panchayat Raj. But even these officials need help carrying out their policies. This is when the government officers come in. They carry out different functions in villages from delivering justice to measuring land. Therefore, in this article, we will be looking at the different types of officers who are in charge of rural administration in India. So here you can see that the levels of rural administration. First one is police, then Patwari, then Tehsildar, then district collector. So here we can see that here a picture of polices in rural administration in India. Okay. So now we are going to learn about how polices work in rural administration. We can imagine there being conflicts between people regarding land or cattle in villages. How do you think this gets solved? Let's take a simple example. What if one landlord is physically violent towards an agricultural laborer for no reason? In cases like this, the laborer can approach the nearest police station and lodge a complaint against the landlord. This may seem simple, but it is not a perfect picture in most villages in India. In most cases, the laborer is too scared to go to the police station as his life and job are at risk. Even if he goes there, the landlord could control the officers in the police station by bribing them with money. So now we are going to learn about Patwari, that is land measurer. Patwari holds a record book of details like the map of the land, crops that are grown there, the owner's name, etc. In case there arises a confusion regarding the border between two different plots, the farmers can approach the Patwari of the village and get the confusion solved. He is usually in charge of a group of villages. Duties of Patwari. The main duties of Patwari are as follows. First one is The maintenance of record of the crop grown at every harvest. Keeping of the record of rights to the plot up to date. Earlier, the land record was kept in manual form in all states of India. This often led to too much confusion about exact ownership of land. The Patwari often indulged in corrupt practice and changed ownership records at will. This was done to favor someone. Now we are going to learn about Tehsildar or Talukdar. Tehsildar's work. In India, the states are divided into districts and each district further subdivided into areas called Tehsildar or Taluks. The head of these areas is respectively known as Tehsildar or Talukdar. These people these people supervise the work of smaller officers like Patwaris mentioned above. They also look at the general law and order to their areas and also solve disputes that arise. These officers are also in charge of handing our community certificates to villagers like Scheduled Tribe Certificate. Now we are going to learn about District Collector. These are the officers who are head of a district in a state who supervise the overall functioning of the district. A majority of them get the position by clearing the tough UPSC exam for IAS officers. We now see how there could be different problems in rural areas in India. There are various government officers who are in charge of solving different problems that arise. What are the solutions to the problems of rural settlement of India? So we all know that we are having a lot of problems in rural settlements. So now we are going to talk about the solutions. Basic problems of rural settlements like lack of basic services like education, health facilities, clean water supply for drinking, irregular electricity supply, low data speed and lot of outdated traditions that yet are mixed in the DNA of rural people but are novel means of exploitation of some sections like women, scheduled caste and tribes. Yet when it comes to have solutions on these problems, one need not to import something that outside or from other civilized societies like Western culture. We need development at countryside only. When we say development, it should include development from every aspect. It is social, political, economic, and human capital development, in particular sustainable development. So I hope you understood this. Read your book thoroughly. Thank you so much, class.